What's up, world? Welcome back to the Purpose Pod, driving you forward with power and faith. I'm your host, Alan Simmons. Today is a great day. I'm so excited about today. We have Aja Cobbs with us, and we're going to go into her life. We're going to go into art. We're going to go into the art trap house. We're going to learn so much about Aja today because this is the Purpose Pod, and we are purposely pushing people forward in their dreams and all that they desire to do. So if you're out there with a dream, you're out there with a desire, stay tuned because the Purpose Pod is going to entertain you. Are you not entertained? All right, let me stop before y'all leave. All right, let me bring on Aja Cobbs. What up, Aja?
Hi. Thank you for that intro. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I always, I don't know what I'm doing sometimes. I'll be like, all right, let me go ahead and just do this. Are you not entertained? And then I lose
Oh
a
my
follower
gosh.
too. But
I know how that goes. So
yeah, you know how it is though. How you doing,
yeah, it happens like
Aja?
that. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
No doubt, no doubt. I knew you was gonna be wearing like something bright, you know what I'm saying? I was like, art trap
Yeah.
house, artists, they gotta come out with something bright. So you got what's that
Oh
lime
yeah.
green?
Lime green. I was actually gonna like put some trap house stuff on this, but I was just like, I really like this color, so
Yeah, yeah.
kind of rocking it.
You
I
know,
got
you
on these cool earrings, like these
okay,
like
where you get
Disney
those
ball
from?
earrings.
Where you get those from?
The beauty supply store, honey.
Honey. Yeah,
Oh goodness.
Deshae said YouTube is way better, so he likes YouTube better. He said
Oh
YouTube is way
yeah.
better. But
I've
Asia,
never been on live on YouTube.
I've never been on live that much on Instagram, but I'm making it work, I think. Hopefully you guys can hear us on Instagram. Can you hear us? Give us a thumbs up. But we're going to kick off the Purpose Pod this way. So Asia, it's COVID-19. Things are happening right now. I'm saying that like it's 2019. It's COVID-19.
Mhm.
It's been like its own year, this year and its own entity. Like COVID-19 has just been doing different things. There's a whole lot happening, but in the midst of all of this, how have you been staying productive and doing work throughout all of this?
Um, so COVID-19, it just came out of nowhere, and I was just like,
Mhm.
oh wow, okay, like no more festivals. So, I feel like during this time it just encouraged me to be a lot more creative and just kind of
Yeah.
like dig into my bag to see what else I could offer.
Mhm.
Because I'm always talking about use your social media as a tool, to connect with people. So actually the Art Trap House, well, I came up with this show called Live from Philly because we were going to be hosting in Philadelphia monthly to give
Yeah.
like our audience like a monthly show that we present to them every month, and you can come from out of town or whatever. So I already had a host, so I was just like, like let's just go live from Philly and she can still
Mhm.
be our host, but we'll bring rising artists on, more experienced artists. So that's one of the ways that we've been kind of digging into our bag a little more to be creative, and
Yeah.
to keep in the forefront for our business.
Yeah. That's dope. Then you're the queen of business anyways, so I know you know how to delegate and manage everything. I think I heard something or someone said on Instagram. Brooke said they can't hear us on Instagram. Not sure if it's my side or not. You're frozen on here on Instagram. It might be my cable company.
Yeah, and mine too, y'all. I'm sorry on Instagram if y'all can't hear. I don't know. Let me. I don't want to.
If you're
I'm
on
sorry, y'all, for the
Instagram,
technology, guys.
yeah, we're sorry, y'all. If you're on Instagram, you can do YouTube or you can stay here. We'll see how it works. What's your contact
Oh
number,
my.
bro? I got you,
Let
bro.
me
I
see.
got you. I can't call you right now, though. So,
Okay,
bro,
maybe if you guys can hear me now. I'm sorry. We just had like a really bad storm here, so
yeah.
um, it might be that I'm not sure, but I did take my headphones out, so hopefully everybody can hear me on Instagram.
If
I
you're on
got a couple
Instagram,
texts.
can you hear us? Give us a thumbs up if you can.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up,
Okay, she said it
big
was.
thumbs up.
She said she couldn't hear you. It was. She could hear me.
Oh, okay, got it. I hope you guys can hear me now. Y'all let me know.
You got a middle rock in between. I get that from Ohavia. What up, everybody? So Facebook family, YouTube family, Instagram family, everybody family. What up? What up? What up? What it do? What it do? Facebook is good too. Cool. Yeah, you know, you got to do a little. So let's see if we can continue. Hopefully everything's good on Instagram. If it's not, please let us know. We will look up, and this is Instagram, this is Facebook and YouTube. So Asia, so I'm like, you know, COVID-19, like you said, came out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere, like left turn. Everybody thought it was just going to be, I thought it was just going to be like, oh, you know, this is some like crazy conspiracy thing, maybe, you know, and in the beginning in March, I was like, you know, they're just trying to get us scared and whatever else they're trying to do. And then bam, like you're in the house for like 3 months and you're just like, whoa, or 2 months, whatever it was, you know, and all of this has like changed businesses. Like the way we do business is different. The way we podcast is different. The way we, you know, we have events is different. So, you know, did you have your events? I've seen your podcast yesterday. You guys have been doing live from Philly. And I think that's dope in itself because you've adjusted along with this change. What are your future projections like if COVID-19 remains the same, you know, for the next couple of months?
I think we're going to continue to do live from Philly, you know, and we're just going to continue to get to know artists and creatives on a more personal level so that when it's time to do a show and stuff, like, you know, people have already been introduced to some of the artists who might even be inspired to come and show at our, you know, event or sing or whatever it is that you do. So I just kind of want to keep this going. I really like it. We get to meet a lot of new people. You know, we've actually started getting into like more experienced artists, like people who've been in the game, making a name for themselves. So I'm really liking that. And I'm just liking the team building that we have going on right now. So I think this is just a really good time for my team to, you know, get built on a strong foundation. And so whenever it's time to go back into the community or host a festival or anything like that, like we're just on go. Like, so
ready to rock.
Live from Philly though, Live from Philly though, it's gonna stick around, and it might even stick around. Like we might even change the Philadelphia show to Live from Philly, and then we just start to do like, you know, a live broadcasting or something like that. I'm working on a few projects. I'm thinking of some things.
That'd be dope. I think that'd be dope. You know, like just keep it. Like you said, you're getting that foundation set, and you might as well go ahead and keep it going. You know, even if things do go back to somewhat of a norm. You know, I think it's dope. You know, so keep doing what you're doing with that. Don't change nothing up. So when did you start Live from Philly? Because I know you had the Art Trap House began in what 2016 or what year was that? 16.
Yep, 16.
Oh, I'm good. So the Art Trap House began in 2016. When did you create Live from Philly?
Like 2 months ago.
Okay. So
2 months ago.
It's the COVID baby, like the perfect.
Yeah. They say they can't hear me on our Instagram. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Maybe, I know y'all wanted to hear.
I don't know.
You might have to. No, I'm gonna have to leave and then come back because it was like buffering.
Okay.
I'm not even sure. How about? Am I messing up your Instagram? I don't want to mess up the live because it says that your live was done.
Instagram. Yeah, Instagram. Maybe they could just go on YouTube.
Maybe Can you tell them where to go now? If we want to go on Facebook.
If you want to go on Facebook, just type in The Purpose Pod. If you want to go on YouTube, type in The Purpose Pod, and it is live right now. Okay.
Thank you guys go there because I'm sorry about my Instagram audio. I don't know, but I really want to enjoy this interview, and I don't want to take too much time for
go to the YouTube and Facebook. Okay. Appreciate it. Instagram.
Let me go ahead. Love y'all, man.
Yeah. So. That's cool. It's cool. Asia. You know, it's a part of business. You know what I mean? Things happen sometimes, you know. And that's and the part about, and this is what we could talk about too, is with the Purpose Pod, the part about pursuing your purpose and creating businesses is that you reach opposition. Oh, this is so perfect to let's just dive in and talk about this. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
I'm probably like, let me go ahead and get it in. So So Asia, like, you know, with business, you have all of these things that happen. Like we said, COVID-19 happened, like just anything could happen, teammates and people that you bring in business, and just like the goals that we set for ourselves, like anything could happen that would throw us off our course. You know, how is it that you manage to stay afloat as a business owner in this type of environment, in this type of society where people are not as supportive as we would desire them to be, and people are not as dedicated as we want them to be, and people may not even get the clear picture of what you want or what you're doing, the vision that you have for the Art Trap House. So how do you stay afloat despite the opposition?
You have to go into business knowing exactly what you want. You have to foresee your vision. You have to know, you have to commit to it. And then everybody else is that you bring on is going to have to be able to commit to it and stand by it. For me, I always, on the outside, of like staff, I always look for, no, I introduce my business to other people and I introduce my services to people. Yeah. If you don't want to support what I have going on, there's like 1,000 other things that you could support. I know that I have an audience for what it is that I'm doing. And so that's one of the important parts, is just to make sure that, you know who your audience is, and then you market to them. And so as far as just being on the inside of, having staff members and stuff like that, I just think that you're going to have to hire with care, hire and make sure that, they're not going to do wrong by you, or they're not going to, just kind of get in there and just set fire to your business. Just want to make sure everybody is on the same goal. And is it easy all the time? Absolutely not. But there's always an end goal. And if you have a passion for it, then you'll get there. It's just, the bumps in the road, and you got to go through everything just so you learn all the lessons, and you know how to call this out and know how to call that out, and you can just put a stop to it and keep moving. You know what I'm saying? It's business. So
it's business as usual, right?
Right.
It's like, oh, you get hit by a hurricane. Oh, it's business as usual. That's life. Life happens. Like, as a business owner, you have to have that mentality, or else you will break, fold, crumble, and just give up. And I feel like as a business owner, when your business fails and you fail to fight back, you lose identity as an individual at that point in time. You think that you're a failure, and it's not that you're a failure. Your business just went through some stuff, and now it's time to rebuild. Now it's time to reconstruct. So that's for the people that are out there who, through all of these bumps and bruises, that we go through in life with businesses, and people in general, don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams. Okay.
Absolutely not.
So, and for you guys to know, we're answering questions like mid section of the podcast. So please go ahead and ask questions. Please ask your questions, but we will answer all of them in the middle of the podcast. Okay. So please just hang in there. Ask questions. Please ask questions. Thank you so much.
Yeah, ask some questions. I'm definitely here to answer.
Yeah. So I want to go back. So we have this passionate woman who loves business and understands that there's bumps in the roads, and understands that, it's not always going to be easy. Where did this woman come from? Where did she come from? Where did Aja Cobbs come from?
Well, I have two wonderful parents by the name of Alan and Catherine. I feel like I just kind of got a really great balance in between the two of them. So my mom is a creative, and then my dad is a businessman. So, I have the creativity, and I also have, the business side. And I feel like each of my parents helped me develop in those areas. My mom, she's like, oh my God, this is the perfection. You gotta, if you're gonna do this, you gotta do this right. And then my dad, he gives me a lot of insight on business. And this man has owned his own business, for several years. So he just knows, so I get a lot of guidance from them. And I just have a hustler spirit. I like to hustle. I like to play, I like to run track. I like to get down and dirty. I like to play basketball. I was a cheerleader. I'm a cool, swagged out person. I feel like I just I don't know. And I only say swagged out because I feel like people who play sports are just chill, cool.
Yeah.
But and I really don't do like a lot of like drama and stuff like, you know, how other girls would do. So I feel like that's kind of like where I came from. I'm just like real chill.
Yeah.
As far as like my location, you know, I was raised in Asheville, North Carolina, went to Asheville High School, graduated at Asheville Cougars. So shout out to all my Asheville Cougars. But I like, right, I like, went to college at Mars Hill, which is like 30 minutes outside of Asheville, and I went
Mhm.
for fashion design. I didn't finish. I ran track there for a year. I went for fashion design, but going there, I already knew how to sew. You know, my grandma, she sewed and everything, and so
Mhm.
my mom, she was a painter, so you know, I just kind of started painting. Started
Yeah.
painting. I got really inspired, and I was just like, dude, like I need to get out of Asheville because they don't have a lot of support for, you know, brown people like myself. Like I just don't see it here, you know. So I was like, let me get the heck out of Dodge. I'm
Yeah.
gonna move to Charlotte and see what kind of communities I can get involved in. So I got,
Mhm.
you know, into a couple shows, and I had never been, like Charlotte was like my first art show ever. And pretty much while I was there, because I used to paint like in my room every day in this sunroom that I had, and I
Mhm.
always do like a lot of thinking, anyways. You know, I'm just always like, I wonder if there's somebody else like me, or I wonder if there's like another person who has like ridiculous talent that doesn't have anywhere
Mhm.
to go with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I started to go to like art shows and everything. And when I was there, not to say that I'm not knocking what anybody else does, but I felt like as an artist, I felt
Mhm.
like I needed more help, and I think that's what the Art Trap House is. So I was like,
Mhm.
the reason why the name came about is because I was selling art out of my house. So it was
Yeah.
like Art Trap House. Like I was like trapping art out of my house. So I was like, oh, that's like real cool. Like I'm gonna just
Yeah.
create my own little house and invite all these people from all over the world, you know, to come and learn. Like it's actually like a
Mhm.
program, to be honest. You know, I give you like a sheet that will help you be prepared the best way. Like
Mhm.
it's I like it. I like it a lot. Like if I was an artist and I heard about the art trap house, like I would want to be a
You
part.
want to go. You want to go. It's like Disney
I
World.
really would.
I gotta go to Disney
Yeah.
World.
Yeah, I really would like want to experience that cuz it's I don't hear about a lot of black art festivals
Hmm.
that cater to rising artists, like
Yeah.
first timers. So, I would really want to go. I'm
Yeah.
into that type of thing though.
Yeah, and I mean, like that's for a lot of things. You don't have the platforms for first, people who are just beginning their careers, and you don't have people waiting at the gate like, "Hey, let me help you guys. Let me show you up this ladder real quick." It's almost like, "Oh no, you gotta figure it out. This the streets. You gotta figure it out." So it's like that. And I want to talk about that. So let me put a pin on that real quick. The
Okay.
put a pin on that because I want to talk about your parents and stuff. You mentioned how you kind of got from both sides. You got your swag, your coolness, your intelligence from both sides. I caught the people. I hope they heard the shout out. Parents, hope y'all heard that
Shout
out
out.
there. Shout out. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all cook her some spaghetti. So, so how have they been like with your transitioning into figuring out who you want it to be and what you want it to do? Was that like did you have that support, or were you looking for the support, or how was that in your? Because a lot of people when they go chasing something that they desire, family usually is like, hey, are you sure that's not the best way to go? Maybe that job is good for you. Did you ever face that?
Absolutely not. My parents, as soon as I left, they knew what I wanted to do, and
Hmm.
my dad used to just be like, "Look, like you don't got to go to school, but you got to do something. You're not just about to lay around on my couch. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not how this is gonna look and work." And so, I respect my parents, and I think they have the same mutual respect for me as
Hmm.
a growing young lady. They just want to see me do well, and they see how hard I've been working. Like I wake up every morning for the last 4 years to do this. So
Hmm.
my parents have been a great support system. They have not like enabled me. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
if your parents support you and help you, like it could be like an enabling type
Hmm.
of thing where you just kind of get lazy. You're like, oh yeah, I own my own business, but no, like this is a family thing. We go full force.
Yeah.
And I mean, like they have my back, and I was just very blessed to number one have a concrete decision. about what I wanted to do. And then number two, just to have them pretty much like standing behind me, like here,
Yeah.
you know. So and it's a force for real. It's very powerful to have that. And you can go so far. So I just appreciate, you know, having them be very present and being so supportive about everything.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing. Like, you don't usually hear that story amongst people who are strivers, people who are striving for something. Like, you don't, amongst our people, especially minorities, is like, you know, oh, my so and so wasn't there to do this and that, or, you know, no one really believed in me. People told me I wasn't going to do anything with my life. You know, you have that, but you have more of this positive environment where they're pushing you to become the woman that you desire to be, which is just hats off, dope and amazing. So I wanted to make sure that we got that story out there too, is because a lot of people, you know, they don't believe it's possible. And just because, and here's my little quick Dr. Phil Oprah Winfrey moment, but just because you grow up in a home where it may be broken, or people aren't giving you those emotions and that same positive energy and that same affirmations, like, it doesn't mean that you have to repeat that cycle with your children. So this is my little quick Dr. Phil message for you all. Like, go ahead and change the course of how things are happening in your family. If you didn't get that, make sure your children get that, and make sure your spouse gets that as well. If you didn't get that, you don't have to withhold that from other people. Just wanted to say that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think, you know, for this community, I just want to comment on that really quick, but for this community, it's a lot of healing, because and it's a lot of things that have to be unlearned within that type of thing, because it's like you go out into when you know, it's just like you're supposed to go to school, graduate from college, get a job, get married. You know what I'm saying? And so things are changing a lot. And I think people just have to be open to that change, and open to their children actually being creative, and actually knowing that that is a line of work, if you will.
Right.
So, you know, I think that should just be, you should encourage your kids to just be like, well, what do you want to do with this? Well, how do you see yourself making money? You know what I'm saying? Not literally like attack them, but just maybe find a way that you could be there to support what their passion is, because I feel like that's a really big way to drive a wedge between a relationship.
That's a great point, Asia, because those wedges happen every so often. And, you know, we both probably meet people in our line of work, and people in our communities and our friends list and on our followers, who have been through that type of abuse, mental abuse and emotional abuse, of not getting that fulfillment from a parent, you know. So yes, please do start that over. You know, if you guys don't have it going on right now in your family with the whole, you know, boosting each other up, believing in each other, telling the kids that you believe in them, please start now. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm getting out your house, getting off your couch. So so Asia, like, you weren't always like a full-time artist, right? You had the regular typical job, you had the high school, you said you went to college, you dropped out, right? So what was that area like right there, right when you dropped out of school, college? I had that same experience. What was that like for you at that moment?
So like during high school, I used to manage. So I was a young manager, and I used to manage at Route 21. And then after that, I was like, gosh, there's got to be some more to this. So I ended up moving to Charlotte, and then I was working at the Ballantyne Hotel. When I could finally kind of like scoot away from working retail, I got to the Ballantyne Hotel, where I worked in the spa. And it was like 40 hours a week. I was just like, dude, I'm kind of young. Like, if I don't do this now, I'm going to be trying to do this when I'm older. And I was like, oh my gosh. So while I was working there, I was talking to my boss, like, hey, I don't ever get to paint. People might not understand what a passion means. Like, if you tell me you like to go shoot guns and I like to paint, like, I'm not going to understand your passion, you know?
Right.
So I felt like that's what was kind of going on there. It's like, I don't have enough time to paint. Can I please have some time? Like, give me some time off. And she was just kind of like, oh, well, you know, we're understaffed, da, da, da. And I was just like, oh my God. So my grandmother ended up passing. And so there's this thing that my dad, he always says, he's just like, there's like the beginning of your life, and then there's a dash in between your life, and then you have the ending of your life. Like, what are you going to do with that dash? And so I was just like, life is about taking risks, honey. I'm about to take this risk, and I'm about to dip out of here. My grandma just passed, and this is not the way that I want to see myself out the door, the way that her life went. So I want to live my life to the fullest of, to where I'm doing what I love. Who's to say that she didn't get to do what she loved? But I'm just saying, I wanna, I wanna do my thing.
Yeah.
So I quit my job, y'all. I did. I did, and I was selling paintings out of my house. People like shoe stores. Now, here's another thing. I've always used social media as a tool for me because moving to Charlotte, I didn't know anyone, especially the art community. So from there, I got to do like some murals. I got to paint some pictures for shoe stores. People were paying me like $800 for a mural. So I'm just saying, like, this is taking a risk, but walking out on faith. And when it's blind faith, you know what I'm saying? You can't be like, okay, God, today, like, you're gonna do this, 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 and this for me. Like, I just know it. You got to struggle a little bit, but I feel like, faith of a mustard seed, it can get you. It literally can help you move mountains. So I moved a lot of mountains in a matter of 4 years. So it is real.
She said, I moved a lot of mountains. Hallelujah. She said, I moved a lot of mountains.
Man, I did.
With the mustard seed. Come on. Oh my God. That good. I just posted a video earlier. This is so crazy. I posted, a partial of my video from when I did a sermon on that good old mustard seed. Oh God. And you just brought that
up. They even understood. Like, if you just understood, like, that's all you have to have, like, even on your lowest days. Come on, like, it's just a real thing. It's a real thing. Like, a mustard seed is smaller than a penny. Like, you don't even have to have much. For real. Look, I got a little piece of paper right here. Look, I'm balling up. Look, y'all. That's small. That's small. Just that much. Like, that's all you gotta have, and it'll move mountains. I promise.
Wow.
I promise.
Come on. I like that. Yeah. Let's just stay right there for a moment. No, the good old mustard seed can move mountains. Like, and I like this because as entrepreneurs and as people, or who are just people in general, as just people, like you said, that those two dates with that dash in the middle of it should have us reflecting every day. And that decision that you made, like, you know what, I'm working this 9 to 5, like, this ain't really for me, like, I'm just going to take this mustard seed and have some faith that whatever is for me will be for me and it will work out. Like, that's just powerful. How?
If you allow God to speak to you. Now, when you become an entrepreneur, there has to be a lot of self-mastering. You have to be able to master your emotions. You have to be able to master your leadership. You have to be able to master your prayer and how you manifest. And manifestation is the most important thing. Like, you have to be able to see it. You have to be able to envision it. You got to be like, I can reach out and touch this. Like, this is mine. I'm claiming it. And so when you claim it and you say it's yours, like, now what do you have to do? Like, what do you have to do? It's like you're moving all your stuff into your house and you decorate it how you want to. And you can move things around. Like, you can bring in a roommate or 2 or 3 to help you support what you're building. You know what I'm saying? So
you got to preach that parable.
I got a little word. But I'm trying to tell you.
Somebody in to help
you can.
Absolutely. It's so funny. Like, so shout out to Mario. Mario's the reason why we're connected in the first place. Shout out to Mario Askew, Mr. Freshen Up himself. But Mario, we were chatting earlier. He came up. We were chatting earlier, and I was like, "Yeah, bro, isn't it amazing how we were talking about how, like, the rain and all this stuff? We were talking about nature, and I was like, bro, isn't it amazing how, like, I could do stuff like this and, like, just do this, but not even really think about what I'm doing, with my hands, because my hands are moving, and I don't have to think about it, but it's happening, and we don't, that same muscle that we don't realize we're using all the time. We're using this muscle every day. And that same way that we do that is the same way we can bring other things into our life with that mustard seed, having faith. So I believe faith has to be worked. Faith without works is dead. But I believe that the reason why faith without works is dead is because if you don't keep working while you're believing it won't come to pass. Because if you're just going to sit in your house and say, oh man, I hope that things get better, I wish I could start the art trap house, I wish I could quit my 9 to 5, but you're not seeing those things and grabbing them, like it's not going to work out. It's not going to happen. So definitely you dropping
you definitely, I mean, you definitely have to work. I don't know, I don't know who gets anywhere if you're not working.
Thanks.
Beats by Dre, he's got to come up with these creations so that he's brought other people in to manufacture these, like iPhones, ring lights. I mean, these people are working, so you have to, if you want to get in the game, you got to play.
And
yeah. And it's a mental thing, y'all. It's a mental thing over, like you trying to beat somebody. Like that's why I said it's about self-mastering, because the best basketball players have the mental, and then they work on their skill set, dribbling, left hand, right hand, hook, layups. Like it's a mental thing. Like 95% mental, 5% physical. You got to wake up every morning with the push.
Come on, coach. Put me in the game, coach. Put me in the game, coach. Come on. Come on. Man, I'm hyped right now. I'm ready to go play some basketball. I got to stretch. So that's dope though. Like those, just fire. I just want to leave the fire. Just leave the fire sizzling for a while, because it was just amazing. Like people don't understand the hard work that comes with it, and it's mental work that you have to do to get over a lot of your obstacles, more than just the physical. Like let's just say if you're not getting support, it's not even just that you have to worry about first. You have to know your why. You have to mentally know why you're doing what you're doing. Like is it really what you want? Like is the art trap house really what you want? And when you say yes, nothing is going to be able to stop you from fulfilling that dream. So I just think that's so powerful. Like that's why I do never stop, never quit, repeat, quit, plug, because it's literally if you keep that going, if you never stop and you never quit and you keep doing that over and over and over again until you get what you want, you will get it. It doesn't matter what's in front of you. All right, I'm gonna calm down.
And that's what champions are. That's you can already have the gifting, but I'm just saying, you got to put in the work. You got to become a team player. Like you got to know if you're gonna be a team leader, you got to learn how to lead. Like it's more to it than just being good at something. It's good. It's more than that. So
that's a fact. It's more than just being good on it. We getting some good snaps. I'm throwing them up right now. I think your pops on the Aja Cobbs.
Hi, I see everyone. Hi.
So Aja, what inspired you to be an artist in general? Was there a person that was it like someone who was doing it, or were you like, hell, I'm naturally gifted with this. My parents blessed me with these skills and talents of creativity, or what was that like thing that kept you in art?
Well, I've always known art, like since I came out into the world. Like it's just art, my mom, I always used to see her drawing. I used to see my aunt was a singer, or is a singer. My uncles, they're photographers. Like, I mean, literally everybody in my family is like a phenomenal creative. Everybody, I can name everybody. And if they're not a creative, they're into serving people as in the medical field. So that's another thing I do is serve people. But what inspired me, I just love creating. Like I used to watch That's So Raven and try to recreate her hairstyles, her wardrobe. Yeah. So I love that. And I just was like, I want to know more. But like my great grandma, she used to, host parties at her house. She dressed really nice. And my grandma, like they all know how to sew, and they could just look in the window and, sew something up and have it look like a Chanel suit or something, you know? So it just runs in my blood. And I think that the best thing that I could do for my family is just keep it going and actually really do something, like change lives for my family. This is a really big thing. This is a game changer.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to know like your journey, because I know there's not enough time to really like go over your whole life, but I want to know like that starting your business, you know, and with the Purpose Pod, I'm all about entrepreneurship and, you know, chasing your dreams. So what has that journey been like for you? Could you just give us a snippet of like what's it been like? What have you faced, the difficulties, and how did you overcome those things?
Uh, Difficulties. Life is just a difficult it's a difficult thing because we've never experienced life before. We're all new here and we don't know what's next. So when you have that mindset and you take that into consideration to say like, I have no idea what's going to be next and this is just how my life is about to be, it kind of makes stumbling and falling a little bit easier. So like I said, it's a mental thing. Whenever I was going through a hardship, let's say, I was, you know, first starting to get, can you plug it up for me? I was first starting to get quit my job, and I needed to have a place to live. Like it was just really hard. I was trying to move. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the charger for my computer, but it was just really hard. Like I just needed. It was like a transition time. It was like I was going through difficulties with money challenges. I was kind of just. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, no, I was just saying like this is I don't know. Like I said, it's a mental thing. All of the times that I had to go through a lot of things that were like challenging for me, I just knew like this is something that I was going to have to experience and a lesson that I was going to have to learn and take from it. If not, the lesson's just going to keep being repeated, whether that be you have a good roommate or a bad roommate, or you need to go get this side job, or you need to do that, you know, to make sure you're supporting yourself. So, like I said, I'm a very thoughtful individual. So I just kind of really think it out and try to make the best decision through those tough times. And also, like I said, when I say these words like faith of a mustard seed, you have to keep that vision in the forefront and you have to keep running towards it. And like, I know I use a lot of sports analogies, but I played sports, you know, I was a track runner. Like I have like over 50 medals for track. So it gets ingrained in your mind. Like I got some trophies behind me. I don't know. You might be able to see
I see them over there.
But yeah, like,
starting like my dad.
Yeah, like my dad was also my track coach as well. So to have him like push me to get to the finish line, and I always used to get yelled at, like, you better not stop before you cross that finish line and you lean at the tape. And so that's what I'm doing with my business. It's like, I'm not at the finish line yet. Like, I'm still coasting a little bit. So I'm just like, you know, like, and at that last stretch, I'm just be like, boom, like I'm there, I'm here. I finally made it. But you know, it's just an incline. You know, you don't want to move too fast because when you get to the top, like, you're going to be looking like, well,
the journey,
what do I do now?
The whole thing.
Right. It's the journey. So I like this. I like this. I like the struggle. I'm going to tell you, I like the struggle. I like being so like down sometimes. Like my spirit is never down, but like I've been in a situation where somebody wrecked my car and I was without. I've been in a situation where I had to sleep on somebody's couch, my uncle's couch. Like I've been in those situations, and I was just like, let me hold on to this. Like, let me embrace this, because this is where I come from. Like, these are my hardships. This is what's making me me. And so I love this. Like it hurts a little bit, but I'm just like, I love this because I'm thankful that I'm still alive. I'm thankful that I still have my dream. I'm thankful that I still have my purpose, and that even in the midst of a place where I felt like I shouldn't be, I was still able to deliver, and I was still able to serve, and I still had a place to lay my head, and I still had food, and I still had everything that I needed. So just because you think you should have something doesn't mean that it's going to be delivered to you in the way that you foresee it. So those are my struggles, but I embrace them, man. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a good point. You said just because you believe you should have something doesn't mean it's going to come in the form or the way that you think you should have it. And that's just the story of, I think, a lot of people's lives. And if we look back on our lives and say, well, you know, I thought that I was going to have it this way, but it happened, but it came in a whole nother form, or it came in another way, like peace. Like when you want peace as a business owner, you might think, oh, I need peace. So that means that my business needs to be running smoothly, and I need a whole lot of money coming in. But peace could be, oh, I have a business, or oh, I started my business. So like we try to find peace in the things that we have yet to attain, when we should have peace in the things that we already have. Like the Bible even talks about how it's foolish to even talk about tomorrow. Like, oh, tomorrow. Like if I'm like, oh, Asia, yeah, tomorrow we're going to take over the world. It's just kind of foolish because I don't know what's going to happen between now and tomorrow. So I think that's the same thing with business and having things. Is like, whatever is for you, whatever you have right now, just value that, count it, and if you, whatever you're expecting, when you get it, go ahead and count your praises and stuff like that, but hold it in, but don't let that thing ruin your life. And because that's what happens a lot of times. They just, people, when they don't get it the way they want it, it just ruins them, and people quit businesses that probably could have been $1 million businesses, were given up on 5 years after it was started because it was failing at that time.
They thought it was failing.
They thought it was failing, but it was just, it's almost like I've been watching the stock, and it's so crazy. I'm about to do a drawing. I'm always knocking this microphone. I'm gonna do a quick drawing, and I know whoever's listening on audio cannot see the drawing, but I just want to do this real quick. So like, how like stock and stuff like that, it has the inclines, the plateaus, and then the whole peak, and then the drop, right? I feel like that's what it's like starting our businesses. Like you're on the ground starting your business, and then you start building, and it's hard work building. But once you get to that top isn't the end destination, because after you get there, after you get to $100,000 a year, you're like, oh man, I want $10,000 a year. I want whatever it is, or not 10,000. I went down. I want $1 million. I want $1 million a year. Whatever it is. Like, so just because you reach your peak, and just because you're inclining, and just because you're declining, you're not at the end yet. And like you said, Ace, you're crossing that finish line. Like in track, you gotta like lean forward. So like keep leaning forward. You gotta keep being in front of yourself. You gotta keep beating yourself every day, not abusing yourself, but like winning against yourself.
Yeah, your personal best.
Yeah, your personal. Come on, Ace. Your personal best. She over here all cool. Yeah, your personal best. See how so,
oh, leave me alone.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep bothering. So what are like the 3 things that you would tell someone who wants to start their own art trap house, festival, business, event? Like, what are the 3 things that you've learned in starting events and festivals that could help someone who's starting off right now?
First of all, sometimes when people start out, they're not particularly in the right place, such as like with friends or environment. So you might want to like, either you be strong enough to, kind of say, well, what you're saying doesn't matter. Don't be misled or misguided easily, or just be like, allow others to kind of get in your head to manipulate your thoughts about what you choose to decide. If you choose to decide something, it's 9 times out of 10, you're going to have your ups and downs with it. You're going to be like, I should have followed through, or I need to execute plan B, or whatever, Yeah. So I'm just saying, good environment, healthy environment for you to actually work and process thoughts in, and have somebody encouraging you, hopefully, even if you have to go to social media and kind of like start your own Instagram or your own universe. Yeah. Number 2, I say, find your target audience. So you might have to do a little bit of research on that. Like, I don't know what you might be selling or what you would want to do in particular, but find somebody to sell it to, a customer that is going to be returning to your business. And number 3, I always say use your social media as a tool. So that's how I've been to a lot of places with Art Trap House. So let's see, Charlotte, of course, twice, I think, or no, maybe one time in Charlotte. And then I went to Philadelphia like 2 times, Atlanta, Austin, Texas, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., New York. I can't name them all, but I used my Instagram to propel this forward and to say, hey, come to my show. Like, this is what I'm doing. I was doing my research. That's another thing. Do your research. I researched hashtags the highest ones. I follow hashtags. I follow people. Because I'm not in the business just to look cool. Like, I'm in the business to get clients, pull people in that need art, who need this. I follow them.
Yeah.
You're great. You're great. Maybe I could send you a message and let you know, like, hey, we're gonna be in your city. Like, if you want to pull up, and I just say, like, don't live in fear.
Yeah.
If you feel it, like, you feel like, oh my God, this is calling me, like, walk up to it and knock at his door and just be like, what's up?
I'm here.
I'm here.
And I hear a lot of people talking about that, like going to like your audience, like finding what your audience is doing, finding out what they like, finding out, because I mean, everyone is selling something. Maybe they're selling themselves when you're going to a job interview, whatever it is. Like, even when you're doing a job interview, you want to see what that company is into, what that company is talking about, what they're doing. So yeah, I definitely like have been trying to do that lately. Now, the hashtag thing is what I want to ask you about, because I'm just like, oh, I'm hashtagging podcast, hashtag podcast 2020. And I probably do some like old Uncle Alan stuff like, oh, cool guy podcast or something. I don't know, but it's just something that's not, that's tight. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, you can make up your own hashtags too. Like, you can make up your own hashtags and make up like a little funny sentence, like, yo, make sure you hop on this every week. Like, you can say whatever. Some hashtags that I use, I created my own hashtag of the Art Trap House. So you click on my hashtag, you'll see like over 2,000 posts under that. Say if I post like a selfie or a picture, I'll create Aja Cobbs hashtag. You can go there. It might be like 100, 200 pictures on there. Like, so I like to spread out my hashtag to say, if you don't remember, or you remember where you were, just hashtag the Art Trap House. So then when you go there, you can follow that hashtag and everybody can see what's going on. It's not just me posting, but it's people who've been a part of the festival. It's people the community. So I like that. I put that one first on everything. I'll, go to Google and be like, top hashtags for art. I'll do like Black artists. I'll do like support Black art. I'll do like motivation or something like that, but the more hashtags I use is actually how it helps me get out. When I was in New York, like I'm telling you, I had people come to my shows when I went to South by Southwest because I started giving myself enough time, like, to market before I even got there. Like, you don't just sit here and market, a month outside of your event. It just depends on, how big you want it to be. But I've done my research throughout the years, and 1 month is just not going to put the money in your pocket. It's not going to you're not going to get a return. I'm sorry, my people are.
So you've learned to take, because your Instagram, how many, like, you've got a lot of followers on your IG, and you've done that through your hashtagging and going through and following people. That's how you grew your Instagram account.
And just posting my journey. I think that when you use social media, I do say use it as a tool, but do something interesting. Post your pictures, post your journey. Maybe get on lives and be interactive with your fans, supporters, friends, family, whatever you want to say. Just let them know that you're living and breathing, and hey, like, you're enjoying the process. Because who wants to watch somebody who's not really enjoying what they do? So I just kind of make it like entertaining. I post funny stuff. I always have a story. You can always go to Aja Cobbs page and get a laugh, or like me talking about something on my story. I'll type up a little paragraph or so, like, y'all need to respect me. Something like that.
So something about, women getting respected in business. Are you as a woman, in business or whatnot, has that been a problem? Like, not being taken serious because you're a woman, or that's been a problem?
I think there's pros and cons to it. Being a woman, pros and cons. Being beautiful, if you will, pros and cons. And being chill has its pros and cons. And I think that a lot of people will look at you and, be like, oh, she's just a pretty girl, so she can get whatever she wants. Or she's a woman, so she could just get her foot right in the door. Or like, she's chill, so I don't have to respect her. Or she's, what I'm saying? She's young, she's 28, so I don't have to, what I'm saying? But I've accomplished far more than you have. I've had more faith than you swear that you're preaching. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like I'm just looking at the both of us like we're completely different. I don't understand how you don't respect me. But like, I feel like it's just like a generational thing as well. It's, you know what I'm saying? If you got somebody older than you, like, they're going to want you to call them, you know, ma'am or sir. But I'm just like, well, I'm a man.
Right.
Why you don't call me a man? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's a lot of generational. Yeah, like I feel like there's just a lot of curses and a lot of like ways of life that are changing rapidly every day. That it's kind of hard for people to adjust to. I'm sure generations before, like this is like, you know, nothing new. It kind of just happens. You know, the older generations had to get hit with the newer generations, and then so on and so forth. So I'm just going through it. You know, I don't feel like people respect me all the time, so I have to be like.
So what do you think like someone should do at that time when and they're not getting respected, or is it more so like changing? Because you can't change those people. There's always going to be haters or people that are trying to distract you and, you know, get you to act out of character or whatnot. Like, so what would you advise another business owner, maybe a woman who is in business and she's just getting mistreated, not getting looked at, or being talked about because, oh, she's this and she's that? Like, what are your advice for her?
I want to say to you that you have to know yourself and you have to know what God has put in you, and you just have to know, like, I don't know who believes and who doesn't. So you can, you know, take this with a grain of salt, however you choose to. But I believe in God, and I know that what He's put in me, nobody can take from me. So regardless of, you know, you feel like you're being disrespected, you might have to move differently. Maybe there's some lessons that you haven't learned that you're not paying attention to. You know what I'm saying? But you also have to demand that respect. Like, you have to walk into the room with your head held high. Like, if somebody says no, like, that doesn't matter. There are a million people are going to tell you no, but you only need one yes. So, you know, like I said, it's just a mental thing, and you know, like, what you deserve as a young lady, and you know, like, what God has put in you that, you know, yeah, people are going to hate, but you really just can't get too emotional about it. Like, my stance on it is teaching people rather than like saying, you're doing this to me. Like, I want to teach people and make people aware. Like, what I'm doing right now is pulling you out of the mud while I'm pulling myself out of the mud, and I'm trying to bring you with me. So you're going to give me that respect as being like this leader. You know what I'm saying? Like Harriet Tubman. Like, what you say? Okay, you got to go back home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you ain't trying to go back home. River? Oh, you got to go there.
Right. Oh, yeah, you got to go. Like, I mean, and that's just like pretty much how you have to treat it. Like, if you're going to say you're a boss, you're going to say you're an owner, like, be that. And, like, get out of your feelings and toughen up, Chief.
Feelings could make or break a person, because if you allow your feelings to get in the way, then, you know, like, somebody offends you, or somebody says something about your brand, like if somebody talks about my brand, like, oh, that sucks, it'll never be great, and I'm like, I'm angry, I'm upset because I work so hard and they don't like what I put out. No, it's not that. It's like, I've been to a lot of restaurants and my wife eats certain things that I do not like. I'm like, no, that's terrible. Like, why would they make this? And she's like, this is good, you know, and it's healthy. And I'm like, nah, fried food. But anyway, so obviously a lot of people may not like your stuff, and people may, you know, talk about your business, and, you know, so it's just important that we not get in our feelings and emotions and get thrown off. So,
well, I just think that's really funny, because everybody just always has something to say. I particularly don't like speaking negative about other people, but I just feel like a lot of people get bored, or they just don't have anything else to do, or they just don't have what you have, so therefore they try to downplay it to, you know, make you be at their level of thinking or their level of feeling. And to me, it's not really necessary, but it's going to be different when, you know, you are operating up here, and then you're just kind of like not looking down, and not even looking down on people, but just kind of like admiring what's going on around you. So when you move up the ladder like that, it's just a different way of thinking. And I choose not to vibrate on a lower level like that, and talking about people's brands, just because I know, like, you had a lot of faith to step out and to do this in the first place and to keep going with it. So excuse me, my thing is I commend you for that. And my thing is to, uplift my community and to say your Black business is important. You are important. And, I don't want to treat you like you're nobody, because you are somebody.
All right. You
so
are.
That's
somebody.
me.
That's
you are somebody.
amazing. I vote for Aja Cobbs for senior class
Yes.
president.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I was going to the questions real quick. Let me see here. He said, "Hey, COVID, baby." When we were talking about our businesses coming during the COVID, he said, "Fode right here. What was one of the most important lessons you've learned?" Great question, Fode.
One of the most important lessons that I've learned. Let me think about that. To be prepared. I enjoy being prepared. I enjoy giving myself time to plan. I enjoy giving myself time for maybe any hiccups. Because I create these festivals by myself. I know we didn't get too much into that, but I created these festivals from like nothing, and I find the venue, and I get all my flyers. I come up with a theme. I reach out to my graphic designer. So, you got to give him time to create. And I think one of the lessons that I've learned is just like, number one, be patient and be prepared. I like that a lot.
Be and patient, also be prepared.
Yeah, be patient, be prepared. And also that whenever you plan something, it's not always going to turn out exactly how you envisioned it. So don't get too caught up in that, because when you have those types of expectations is when you go home crying. And I've done that before. So
yeah,
just let it be.
Yeah, that's a good question right there. Good question. And I wanted to ask, like you said, I know we didn't go all the way into the Art Trap House, but I do want to shed light on the Art Trap House before answering or asking any other questions, because that is like a highlight of who you are and what you do. So like I really want to highlight that. So can you tell us like what goes on with the Art Trap House? And like I know you said you have all of these roles, like you're pretty much running this whole machine, making sure that everything is running smoothly. Just how is it done, and like give us a day-to-day look into the Art Trap House and what could be expected if someone was coming there.
Yeah, okay, so guys, the Art Trap House is actually a traveling music and arts festival that I like to, just implement. The acronym for TRAP means taking real art places. And when you go to the Art Trap House, so first of all, we're traveling, so we understand our clients, and we wanted to break it down to serve them in the best way that we could. So we understand like people's mentals and stuff like that, and how people do kind of live in fear, and how they kind of need like that comfort. So we come to you pretty much, like if it's a big city or something, of course we want to get those. So for instance, we went to Philly. There's a lot of creatives there that, follow me on Instagram. They pull up to the Art Trap House. Well, first you have to submit to be in. If you have any art, you have music, whatever, we'll actually have a nice little setup for you on the website. And you can go there and you can apply. We'll say this is, what package you get for this much money, and you get to come and enjoy this 2-day experience. We'll have your microphone set up for you, speakers, DJ, all of that. You need to send your music by this time. There's things that you'll have to do as well. But there's things for different categories or whatever. If you're an artist, I provide a table for you. You got to bring your tablecloth. I provide you a certain square footage of wall space. And then like if we have podcasts, you'll go there, you'll be able to watch a live podcast going on. All of my artists are going through the podcast to say, hey, I'm such and such and such. All right. And then I'm like, move off. And then, the next person, okay, move off. And then we got our stage director. So, I give you this amount of time. If you're going to be talking, yada, 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 through your stuff, you better count that in your 20 minutes, because you're not going over. We got time. Boom, get off. Next person, get off. And so it's just like a revolving type of, art and thing. Like it's very interactive. We have body painting. We have food, of course. We got vegan food. We got, your fried foods. We got like fruit. So we just have all different types of forms of art. You'll catch, some major radio stations, pull up. You might see your favorite celebrities. Like we've had Earth Gang come. to our Atlanta show. That was real cool.
Yeah. Wow.
Who else? We went to we hosted in Staten Island. I know some of the members from Wu-Tang actually came.
Whoa.
One day. Yeah, that was like, and I didn't even know, like, the owner was like, yeah, and I was like, what? And so I was like, oh my gosh. But at that time, like, I didn't have the team that I had now. Like, my team, shout out to my team too. Y'all are super solid. But I was literally like doing this by myself. And it was like me and like 2 other people, but I had to have somebody run my door. But yeah, it's a 2-day experience, you guys. And you guys just come in, you know, you pay at the door and then you come in, you can buy a weekend pass, whatever. But I mean, there's artists from everywhere, California, Florida, Texas, you know, and through this whole process, it's like we get to learn each other. You know, I put us all in a group so everybody can catch the vibe. I get on there and I get on people like, yo, like, why are you not promoting yourself? Like, you don't believe in yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of person that I am. Like, I'll step away just to like get on you for real. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're too talented for this. So, I think I've helped a lot of people, like, because all you need is that boost of confidence. So I feel like, you know, I've been able to help a lot of people in that area.
Yeah, that's dope. So this is you walk into a whole nother world at the Art Trap House. It's the festival.
Absolutely.
So I need to be there first and foremost. And I need to be there with the Purpose Pod, interviewing, you know, artists. So I'm plugging myself in, everybody. You see how that works? I'm plugging myself in. I need to be there. I will be there.
Yes, you have to. When we get to find out what the new like rules are for events, you know, hosting and things like that. Yeah, we're definitely going to be putting the word out.
Yeah, because I mean, like that's just fascinating in itself. I don't like, how did you come up with that whole concept? Was it just like one thing at first, and then you started inviting other people in? Like, was it just art at first, or how did you come up with
art and music?
Yeah.
So art and music, like this is like a vision that I had, and then shout out to I feel like, what is her name? Oh my gosh, it's like the Love something in Atlanta. Oh my gosh. But they invited me to one of my first big shows. And like, this was still like, I had quit my job and everything. So me and my girlfriends, like, we all went down to Atlanta, and then they did this show, but I had always wanted my show to have like, you know, music and art and everything. And so I just really got inspired by this show to just be like, I want to, you know, take off and do my own thing. So I had my first show in Charlotte where, of course, we did have, you know, live music, of course. We had like the drummer, like drumming onto the music. It was like really cool entertainment. One of my best friends, she hosted. We had people come and make like Black Lives Matter signs and, you know, to take pictures and stuff. There was art. We made like free Jello shots for people. It was crazy. Like it was a fun time, but people were like, oh no, this cannot be the last one. So I was like, oh, okay, well, we'll just make it a 3-city tour. 3 cities turned into an entire job for me. So this is my life, and I haven't even, I feel like I haven't even done anything, to be honest.
So how do you...
But I haven't, like, when I was really planning for this year, I was planning to host a festival on the beach at Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. What's going to happen? Like you said, it may not be coming the way you thought it was going to come, but it's going to happen. You know, it may be 2021, but it's going to happen. So Aja Cobbs says, what advice would you give artists to get their art out there to the public? That's a great question. What advice would you give artists to get their art out to the public?
So that's my dad. Hi, Dad. And what advice would I give you? Basically, like I said, use your social media as a tool. You're going to have to kind of get your head out of your butt, excuse my language, and just be like, yo, like, this is a tool that is going to be helpful to what I have going on. You can either post some things and then send people to your website. You can have a Facebook page. But I mean, as of right now, with COVID-19, you can see how important social media is for us to stay connected. So I'm not sure why you wouldn't use that as a tool, but I highly recommend you doing that. I mean, you could try to get your stuff into some galleries, but they're going to charge you a fee, you know, just to hold your stuff, a monthly fee. So why not just create your own gallery on your own page on a free site? Right. And you know what I'm saying? Work it, like sell yourself. You're going to have to become like a salesman or woman. So,
and that's excuse me, but that's real though, because you know, in any business, like I said, you're selling something. You have to sell something to people. Like people are like, oh, I never want to be on the phone calling people. I don't want to do this. But when you're owning your own business, you're gonna have to get on the phone and call somebody. You're gonna have to send that email out to somebody. You're gonna have to have a meeting with a few people, meet people you've never met before. You might have to meet people out of your race, out of your ethnicity. So like as a business owner, you have to be comfortable doing all of that, being all things. So yeah, great question.
Like my question to people is like, okay, you want to get your art out into the public, but why do you want to get your art out to the public? Do you want to sell it? Do you just want to be seen and recognized? Like, there's got to be a reason. And then if you say, oh, I want to, you know, this is my decision that I make, like, you got to do it. You have to do it. You know, you got to put your best foot forward to do it. And that means that some new things are going to come up that you don't necessarily feel comfortable doing. So, you know, I say get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Get comfortable.
Because putting your art into the public that's a new thing. That's a new thing.
Yeah. Any art, like just even doing open mic, spoken word, poetry, like it's just bringing that art out there to people to judge first. You know, and that's what we think is going to happen. Is like people are going to judge it like, oh yeah, I don't like it. Oh, I do like it. And then that hurts our heart. But our work is for somebody out there. Like somebody out there wants what you have. So just go do it. Just put it out there. Find them. Do the hashtags like Aja said. You know, go out there and do the research on the people that you want to reach out to. So yeah, definitely great question, Mr. Cobbs. And I love your first name, Mr. Cobbs. Allen is a great first name. Just to tell you, bud, Allen is the best way to spell it. So yeah, quick bud. He says, so he has another great question. How do you stay motivated when times get hard or don't go your way? Good job, Dad. I like this guy. I'm gonna follow him.
Well, you might like him. He has a business now. It's called AC Fishing Adventures, where he teaches people how to fish on the beach, and he has a YouTube channel as well. So he's doing some great stuff. Yeah. But there's never a time where I've not been motivated. And I know that sounds crazy, but I absolutely love like what I do. So there's not a day like I used to wake up and I used to love going to track practice. Like only reason I wanted to go to school was to go to track practice because like I loved it so much. Like even though I knew it was hard, like I'm about to have to run 400s today at a minute and 20 seconds. Like, but I loved it. Like it's challenging. I like challenges. I like like I said, I like getting in there and getting my hands dirty. I like that. Like if I didn't wake up every morning and not want to deal with the good and the bad of this, like it would just be, no reason. And so that's why I keep saying, and I know I sound like I'm repeating myself, but it is a mental thing. You have to be mentally prepared for what you said you were going to commit to, whether it's good or the good and the bad. It's like I'm married to my business pretty much right now. Like I'm married to it. And so, when you have like you have ups and downs in your marriages, it's like you literally can't just be like, you know what, I'm out. Like, deuces. Like you have to find ways to stay motivated to love your partner, to stay motivated to love or to support them or whatever is going on. Like, because everything isn't going to go your way. And so that just has to be like a known fact. Like everything is not going to go my way, and you can't act like a spoiled brat when it doesn't. So I just, I'm mentally prepared for this. I'm mentally prepared for this because I want the gold. Like I'm coming for gold. If you're going for gold, you can't not be not ever motivated. Like you just take a day off, step away.
Yeah, take a day off and take a breather. Like go stretch a little bit. Get your mind right. So I want to ask you a question. So if you could go back to the beginning of 2016 when you were in the process of starting the Art Trap House, what would you do differently now that you've seen, these past 4 years? What would you do differently in the beginning?
Well, if I had the knowledge that I had now, I would definitely prepare. So like, like when animals start getting all their stuff together when they're about to, you know, go into hibernation or something like that, or just even building a nest. Like they go out and they get this and stuff. I would go out and get like resources, more resources. I would get a team together and I would have them sign contracts. I would have them, you know how much they were going to get paid. I would hold them to their contract, and I would also just, from my first show at the beginning, I would definitely put, I threw it with a group of friends. My best friend Ashley, and then like 2 other girls, and I think we all put in money in the pot. Not to say, hey, I'm not trying to down anybody, but I just felt like it was my vision. So of course I'm gonna put, you know what I'm saying, like my hardest work into it. So of course I was coming up with like the visions and everything, because this wasn't their vision. I was like 24, like literally fresh into. I was 23 when I started the idea, but 24 when we had the first show. So I was just like, dude, this is kind of not good. So communication is a big thing for me. I would definitely have drafted up some emails, definitely drafted up some contracts, and to say, hey, this is what I expect from you. This is what needs to be done. These are our deadlines, hard deadlines. If you miss them, like it's going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? We'll have some conference calls. But to be honest, I really wouldn't change anything. But that's what I would change. I like my first show was the biggest show.
Like what did you did all your marketing? You did that yourself, your marketing and everything for that to be a big show. You did your own marketing?
I marketed for my show, and I really got out in the community. Like people started hearing about me, so it was like this rooftop party at the rooftop at, what is it, Rooftop 210 or something in the epicenter. So they had like a big like day party out there. So somebody got me like a couple tables. They said, bring all your art. So I bought all my art, and I went out there and I marketed for it. I was so hungry for it though. So I went out and like got on this interview. You can look up some of my old interviews. It's called 4 Degrees Lifestyle. I actually met some awesome people, some editors. Tanya, she's a teacher. She's helped me, they interviewed me for 4 Degrees Lifestyle, just a community of people trying to help young entrepreneurs get their word out. And I think it's really easy to help somebody who's trying to help someone else.
You can say it one more time for the church.
I said, I think it's really easy to help someone who's trying to help someone else. So I think that I got a lot of support with that. But I went out to the rooftop and I marketed myself. I was like taking snaps with people and holding up my art, and I met a photographer there. His name is Mall Visions, but he came like and toured with us for a couple shows. I think all the way till we went to DC. So that was like our 4th show. And we got some amazing like footage. I mean, the pictures are just absolutely beautiful. And I have to say, like, I really appreciate everybody that has come into the Art Trap House, and everybody who's just been a part. Like, even if we ended and we're just like not speaking anymore or whatever, like I do appreciate every single soul that has come through the Art Trap House, because you taught me something. I was able to serve you and get better at my serving. Like, I just had to perfect all my skills. So I'm just like very appreciative of everyone, and being able to give people opportunities that they never had and they felt thankful for. So a lot of gratitude.
That's love right there, man. That's love. That's the love of a boss right there. The love of a boss.
Love.
So it's already an hour 14. Get out of here. That's crazy.
It's okay. I'm chatting.
She said she's chilling. We chilling. So I think it's awesome that you have your business and it's running well, and you were young. You were at a young age. You're still young, running your businesses. And a lot of people, they think, oh, I'll start when I turn this age and I'll wait till later, but you did what a lot of us wish we did when we were 24, 24, right? Yeah. I don't want to, I know women are tough with their ages, so I don't want to do the age, I don't want to get hit with no boomerang over here. But yeah, but you were young, and I think that's just amazing that you were able to jump in and be fearless and face your fears, or maybe you did have a little fear. What kind of things were you afraid of happening? With your shows, where you like, oh, this. What type of things happened that you feared, would happen? If I could ask that.
Money. I mean, I always had a problem with money because I was funding the shows and I was also a young lady just trying to live, day to day. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I think those were part like my fears, but I also like I keep saying like I just gave it to God. Like I said, God, like you direct my footsteps. And I mean, some people really work with me. Like they'll hear, I'll call them on the phone. They'll be like, I'll be like, yo, like can how long can I get this venue for? I'm trying to bring my art show from here to here. They'll be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, for 4 hours, okay, $250. I said, what?
Right.
I was like, wait, what? Like I received a lot of blessings, and once I
Mm-hmm.
started to open the door to receive my blessings, my fear it just stomped on my fear. It,
Mm-hmm.
it, like I just want to say like my faith is so strong. Like you have to be in the spirit of manifestation. You have to be in the spirit of receiving your blessings. And so when I talk about fear, I don't. It might be like a little butterfly, but I mean you gotta do it if you want it. So my fears
Yeah.
just get trampled on by
Your
the
faith.
holy name. Yeah, the Holy Spirit. Like he's like,
Right.
get out of here.
I like that. I like that because a lot of times people, they worship the fear. They worship the fear. They always talk about the fear. They always talk about the worst thing happening. They always talk about, well, what if this happens, or maybe this will happen. Like I just feel like those are just bringing. I don't even like talking about. So it's like, nah, I don't want to talk about that. That's not even on my mind. I don't even want to manifest that idea or thought
Right.
into my life. And that's what we have to do a lot of times with the people in our life, is we have to be willing to cast down those thoughts and stuff. I did not plug in my laptop. Hold on, Asia.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm tripping. My laptop over here is supposed to be charging. It is plugged up. That's crazy. So, but Asia, we're about to end the Purpose Pod, and I just wanted to ask if there was anything that you've been working on right now that you want people to know about. I definitely want you guys to go follow Asia on Instagram. Please go follow her on Instagram, and the Art Trap House is right here, scrolling at the bottom of the screen. You guys can see that. But is there anything that you want people to know right now about you and your business that first, I want you to say that first. Like, is there anything you want them to know that we haven't discussed yet about you and your business and what you do, that they may not know right now?
Sure. So we have Quarantine Entertainment, which is brought to you by the Art Trap House. Within that Quarantine Entertainment, we are interviewing artists and creatives. It's called Live from Philly. So it's a show that we host every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern
Mm-hmm.
Standard Time. And I absolutely look forward to this show every week. I really like it. I like the
Yeah.
different people that we get to meet, and some of the interviews are just like outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Great entertainment. We also have TATH Dance Crew, which is another program under the Art Trap House, which is for youth dancers, and that's
Mm-hmm.
based out of Asheville, North Carolina. So I have a team of coaches who do a wonderful job, teaching the girls, just kind of getting them opportunities. They know how to, host their own competitions. But
Yeah.
as of right now, we're going through the pandemic, so I can't really offer services like my mixtape that I was doing, where I was taking like indie artists and
Mm-hmm.
having them send in their music, and I was promoting them and putting them on
Yeah.
an end project. Some people have felt very unmotivated during this time, and
Mm-hmm.
other people kind of look for like shows to follow up when they get put on a mixtape and stuff. So I just kind of
Yeah.
sit that one out, and we'll start it back up whenever I can, get whenever the earth opens back up.
Right. Whenever
Yeah,
it opens back up. Well, you're
whenever.
doing big things, and you have your own, like, the Art Trap House dance squad. Like, come on, son. Can I try out though? Like, I got a little something.
I saw
You know,
your move.
you saw my move. You saw me getting it, cuz I was getting it. Anyway, I don't want to talk about
That was
that.
funny.
Appreciate it, Mario. Very nice interview. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah,
Hey
I
Mario,
definitely
thank you.
definitely enjoyed that. Yeah, Mario, thanks for the plug. Thanks for bringing us together. Look what you did. You birthed
I
this baby
know.
right here. Us two twins. But yeah, so Asia, I really do appreciate you coming on the Purpose Pod, and I look forward to supporting everything that you do. I look forward to supporting Live from Philly. I'm excited to catch that. You said Tuesdays and Thursdays, correct?
Yes, at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. on Instagram live, Tuesdays and
Hmm.
Thursdays at 8 p.m. live from Philly on the Art Trap House, hosted by the Art Trap House.
Yes, we have a wonderful host named Breezy, so she's awesome. I think his computer died. Y'all, his computer might have died, so I'm gonna close it for him. Thank you guys for being a part of the Purpose Podcast. Thank you guys for rocking with Alan Simmons. He's a great friend of mine. So make sure you guys tune in for all of his wonderful interviews. And thank you for your questions. Thank you for having me and showing me mad love. And I appreciate y'all.
So, guys and girls, my computer just like Thanks for joining the Purpose Pod. Technology sucks, but we love you guys. Please follow Aja Cobbs on Instagram. You have the Art Trap House right there, Aja Cobbs right there on Instagram. But once again, Aja Cobbs is the founder and CEO of the Art Trap House and the founder of TATH Dance Crew. So the Art Trap House is dope. It's for dope people. Aja Cobbs is a dope person, a dope individual. And you guys need to make sure you support her. Please make sure you share this video. I will be back on tomorrow at 6 o'clock p.m. with Kevin. So you guys need to be on tomorrow with Kevin Hicks. So please be on tomorrow. We're talking technology. We're talking, African Americans in technology and engineering, and we're just going there. So this is the Purpose Pod. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for sticking with us this whole time with all the difficulties and whatnot with the internet. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thanks for joining the Purpose Pod. Please follow Aja Cobbs. Please share the video. Please follow the Purpose